Oh, I almost caught it. I almost caught it, gang. Almost. Nearly. Not quite, though. Not quite. I thought I'd stopped it from looping again, but no. Oh, what is this? Hang on a second. We're being robbed here. We're being robbed. We're being robbed. Look at this. This is claiming that we're like 2 into our goal for members, but that's not correct. That's not correct because, well, I haven't seen any members. I haven't seen none of that. So we're gonna sort that out. Not having that. Being robbed. Good evening, Plebiscite, Noggle Nerd, Nobody, Rob, Synergy, Mark, Prometheus, Duffs, Zingbo. I think I already... Wait, no, did I? Hello, Orion Parish. How are we doing? We good? We good for this this WIP Wednesday? Hello, Serious Business. Hello, Sierra. Hello, Devil Machine. Okay, right. What are we doing? What are we doing? This is what we're doing. Okay, so firstly, who else has gone live? Well, I think Liam will most likely have gone live, right? Technically, Nurgle Nerd. I did technically paint something. It's just nothing. I did like make some progress. Just nothing to do with Warhammer. So, in a very literal sense, nothing towards the challenge itself. But it's fine. It's fine. Have we got one more Wednesday before the end of the month? Next Wednesday, right? The 30th. Wednesday the 30th. I will complete that challenge in a single evening stream. Why am I saying that when I don't think it's true? I think I'm just lying. Hello, Odin. Barry has still failed to materialise, honestly. I don't know where Barry is. I've not really had a huge amount of time to look. I've been doing a lot of fighting Premiere Pro today, which is one of my favourite pastimes. Fighting Premiere Pro. When I say one of my favourite pastimes, I hate it. I hate it like you wouldn't believe, and I don't want to use it anymore. Ideally, I will say goodbye to Premiere Pro, and we will never be seeing it again. Oh no! Oh, my thing's empty. Right. Should we go on a little adventure? Let's go on a little adventure. We're going to open some drawers and see if we can find the pads for my Artis Opus thing. Oh, that was a very short adventure. Very short adventure. That. Did you see how short that was? Look at that. I was looking for these, and I found them straight away. Easy. Yeah, I don't know where Barry is. Barry, he'll show up. He'll show up, Barry. I'm sure it'll be fine. This is my drawer for cleaning airbrushes. Not that it's helped recently, but that's fine. At some point, I need to do a full tour of the old paint setup. I didn't kill Barry. Barry left. That's not my fault. If Barry wants to leave, Barry's a free man. Barry's a free man, and there's nothing I can do about it. So, what would it... Why do I keep looking all the way over there? It's because OBS is over there, and I keep looking at it to make sure everything's good. When I should move it. I should move it so it's over here. There we go. Sorted it. Yeah, Barry's a free man. I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing. So, what we've got is these. This, I think, Steel Hearts Champions, I think they're called. I believe that's the name of them. And they are a Underworld warband that I've just done a little cheeky little head swap. And a shield swap. So they've got some cool, interesting shields. And they look a bit more weird, a bit more freaky. And I'm going to paint these up. I was going to do more tank stuff. But honestly, the tank stuff is... We're at the tedious stage now for the tank. For the tanks. There you go. You can sort of see them there. We're at the tedious stage for the tanks. And I don't want to deal with them right now. It's been a stressful day. It's been a horrible day. So we're doing this instead. Because this requires a bit less... Well, I say it requires a bit less concentration. It may well not do so. As always, if you want to, you can get Doreen to say stuff. Doreen doesn't get out of bed for less than $2 US. But it is an option if you wish to make her say things. It got out of hand on Friday. Got out of hand, but it was fine. Similarly, ad revenue is hilariously bad at the moment, so if you want to give someone the gift of a membership, you can do. If you want to become a member, there's an exclusive video going up for members tomorrow. Patrons and members, both, not just members. That would be some extreme favouritism, and we're not about that here. We're not about extreme favouritism. Only mild favouritism is what we're here for, okay? Right, so we need that, we need that, and we need that, and we need that. That's our armour recipe. That's what we're going to be going with. And obviously we're going to need a dry brush because everything I do is dry brushed. Just you know what? It's just been a whole thing. Nothing I've tried to do today has worked, which has been incredibly frustrating. And there's something extremely disheartening about seeing all the numbers on the channel be up, but the ad revenue be down. It's like, what do you want from me? What am I supposed to do here? I'm clearly doing things right, or the numbers wouldn't be up. And yet, you don't want to give me any money for it, which is sort of frustrating. It's not just me, though. I think everyone's having a rough time with ad revenue at the moment. It's garbage. But that's YouTube for you. You get to work for yourself, which is nice. But also, occasionally, it just goes, ha, you're not going to get anything now, and you can't do anything about it. So, for the Patreon tier and YouTube member tier that gets like extra stuff is Cultist and above. There are a couple of videos I'm working on where the top tier are going to get more stuff, but I'm building up a little backlog of those to put them up, and then basically you'll get those way earlier and you'll get to decide what, if any, is released further on down the line. But basically Cultist and above, you can get early access to stuff, so there'll be early access to a range review later in the week, and there's also an exclusive thing that I'm going to be putting up tomorrow for Cultist and up. Right, so what we're going to do is we dry brush that, then we dry brush that, then that, and then after we dry brush that, we dry brush that. So we're just building up basically 4 layers of metallics from the darkest up to the lightest, which has become my favoured armour recipe, and it works really nicely. And something that does help a lot is that 2 thin coats is a really good paint range. I use a lot of 2 thin coats. Right now, really, I use mostly 2 thin coats and scale 75. Just because... I mean, 2 thin coats is really nice, but scale 75 is really good for a certain type of dry brushing. But yeah, basically, super chats and memberships are like the best ways to support the channel at the moment, because Jesus Christ, it's just it shouldn't be the case that you guys are more reliable than the multi-billion-dollar company when it comes to how much people make on this platform, and yet that is the situation we're in. Good God. Oh, well, yeah, Molly, that is, yeah, scale 75 can be a bit dodgy at times, unfortunately, which is a real shame, because I love their paints, but no one really needs an orc bust of Hitler, you know? I would argue that it doesn't even need to exist, really. And yet, they made one. And it's just like, yeah, but why? Was anyone asking for that? I don't remember anyone asking for that, you know? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe loads of people asked for it. Theirs is a more casual idiocy. Like AK Interactive, they do great weathering stuff, right? I love their streak and grime. It's fantastic. But I don't know. There's a certain amount of tone deafness that goes on with some companies. And it's like, I really wish you wouldn't do that, because your products are fantastic, but you've got to stop, you know? You've just got to stop. You've got to stop doing it. Okay, we'll start with her. Why not? I'm going to move this over just a little bit and hope that this stays in focus. You never know your luck. Might do. It's such a rough way of painting armor, but it's also nice and easy. And is that staying in focus? It certainly wants to be. Certainly wants to be in focus. Whether it'll stay like that, I don't know. Oh yeah, Synergy. 2 months of being a legend. 2 months of hardcore enabling my absolute nonsense. Oh yeah, I think Ammo by MiG are alright, aren't they? Please tell me they haven't also done something silly that they shouldn't have done. Please. All I want is a good paint company that doesn't make silly decisions about things that... you know? Is it too much to ask? Okay, look, we're going to do a bit of manual focus here, because it's not having it, is it? Oh yeah, that's true. Army Painter is okay too. Right, let me just sort the focus out. There we go. That'll do. That'll do. Right. Let's keep going. Belated Synergy. If you wanna, you look. I'm not going to say you can say anything, but that was nearly bad. You want to make Doreen talk nonsense? You go ahead and make Doreen talk nonsense. It's what she's there for. I enabled text to speech knowing that it was going to be full of drivel, and being, you know, content and happy with that. I made my peace with it, I think, is what I'm trying to say. You know, you make some decisions when it comes to things like that, just knowing that it's going to be utter nonsense. But then again, I'm assuming that's what most of you are here for. I mean, let's be real. That is an endless cascade of utter drivel. It pretty much sums up the channel as a whole, doesn't it? I've still not used any of the speed paints, actually. I'm yet to get hold of some. Then again, honestly, I don't use contrast very much, so I don't know how much use I'd get out of the speed paints, because it's like... contrast isn't really a thing for me. It just doesn't come up a lot. Even when it comes to doing like slap chop style painting, I don't actually use contrast for that. I use shades and washes instead, because I prefer it to be a lot more desaturated. I love a nice, like, you start out with the slap chop dry brushing of grey and then white, and then you just use washes as opposed to full contrast paints, because you get like a really nice,
I can't believe Girthy Kirioth is a GW model that squirts ink in people's eyes. Squirting is a famed pastime of Kirioth.
I mean, to be fair, they definitely did name it. No, they didn't name it after me. They definitely didn't. It's really funny to think that they did, but they definitely didn't. Also, immediately back to Girthy. Straight back to it. Although we did have a bit of girth today. That Iron Jaws, like Ard Boy's boss, that lad had some girth. That was some good girth on that one. Just for the channel, Orion. Oh, hello. A drop again. Why? Let's give it a sec for it to catch up, since it decided to freeze for a moment. Don't know what happened there. Have we caught up? Let me know if we're back on, gang, because I don't want to talk if nothing's happening. If we're back, I shall answer the question. If we're not, then there's not really much point saying anything, is there? Because no one will be able to hear it. We're good? Nice. Yeah, no, Kirioth is literally a holdover from many years ago when I played World of Warcraft. See, I started out playing World of Warcraft playing as a rogue, and I had a rogue, an orc rogue, and his name was Carnival. And one day I decided to use the armory to look up my orc rogue called Carnival, and I looked it up on the armory and discovered that there were approximately 4,000 other rogues with the name Carnival, or like other characters at least with the name Carnival. And I was like, oh man, that's not an original name, that sucks. Everyone's got the name Carnival. I don't want the same name as everyone else. And so when I came to make my Blood Elf Paladin, oh yeah, I literally went onto some name generator site and just looked up names that sounded cool, and then I went onto the armory to see if other people had found these names that sounded cool, and I eventually found one that no one else on like any of the EU servers was using, and it was the name Kirioth. And then I used that name for that, and then like I started with a friend, I started a website about World of Warcraft and used the name as an author, an article writer for that, and then like it just carried over to YouTube because it was like, well, everything else I had was attached to this name that I'd picked at random purely on the basis of there isn't anyone else using it. So that was literally that's why the name is what it is. Because when I started doing stuff on YouTube, I had this name that I'd been using for games forever, which was purely born out of needing to have a name that no one else had on the World of Warcraft Armory site. And then just being like, well, I've got this name now, so I just stick with it. Feels like it's a bit late to change it at this stage, you know? I feel like I'm kind of locked in. With that. Oh, you just missed some Girth, Garsty. Look, if you want to chuck a super chat out, you can get a super chat out. You can get a bit of Girth of your own. That feels like a weird way to phrase that, doesn't it? I meant to mention at the start of the stream, we have like a soft goal of 10 new members tonight. It would be lovely to hit 10 new members, but we'll see how it goes. Oh yeah, did anyone tell me who else is streaming tonight at like 7:30? Because I assume Liam is, because I think Is Liam playing 40k tonight? Is it chat plays? I forget what stream Liam does on a Wednesday. Which I should know, really, because I tend to watch as much as I can. Although, to be fair, I've not been able to watch very much at all recently. I haven't had time to do anything. It sucks. Like, no free time, no fun time, just technical issues from wall to wall. Plus, you know, looking after children. It's extremely difficult to find any time to do anything when you've got 2 kids who are home during the school summer holidays. Just now what you can do. There's no time for anything. I'm so far behind on so much stuff, it's unreal. Name's on at 9. Oh, maybe it's Thursday that's the playing 40k stream. Maybe it's Thursday. Ugh. Anyway, look, I'm going to stop talking about memberships and super chats now. You do what you like. Just watching is extremely helpful. And frankly, it's miraculous that anyone still does that. So, I'll take it. Does 40k need balance? Yes, 100%. Straight up. Is it likely to ever be properly balanced? No. Nope. Definitely not. But, you know. We can dream, right? We can dream. Okay. I got out way too much paint for what we actually did there. What a waste. So, having done a bunch of that, now we're going to do... I think it's... Yeah, it is this one. I still haven't done the video talking about these paints, you know. I still haven't done the video talking about the 2 thin coats, and I meant to do it ages ago. Ages and ages ago. Because I've been using them loads, and they're really, really good. Like, they're really good. Now I'm just trying to, like, replace some of my recipes that I've used, like, multiple different paint lines for, with equivalents from 2 thin coats, just so that I've got everything in one group, so to speak. I'm looking for a curved sort for a white scars capped. Ooh. I mean, is the White Scars biker captain still a thing? I don't think it is it? I don't think that's been a thing. How many years behind am I on with that? Because that's got to be... There's no way they still sell that little that pack. There's no way. Absolutely none. They've probably got rid of that literally years ago. Years and years. But that was a great little kit. You got a little metal White Scars head. You got a little metal White Scars sword. A little... Did he have a spear? Oh, he had a spear, didn't he? He had a spear. I totally forgot that. There's got something with a scimitar. Okay, step 2. Just realised we've got no music on. We should have put something on. But I don't have a playlist selected right now. I need to get Mikey's meme playlist going. What's happened here? Is this paint just... Oh no, there we go. I was touching a weird part of it. That's not a sentence that anyone should say out loud, is there? Is it? Oh god, I can't even talk. I've done so many takes of different videos today that have all led nowhere that I've just lost the ability to speak. It's so bad. Right. So from this point on, we've got to be careful just to do downstrokes wherever possible. But we still want to make sure that we hit enough of it that the next layer lifts it again. Like, this is the bit where we actually have to start paying attention. Because it's a super easy way to do armour, and I really like it, but it's very easy to just end up covering over everything that you did before, and you don't actually want to do that. That's a nice raised bit there, get a raised bit there. Edge of the head down, edge of the shoulder pad. And then I only want to go from the top of the shield, really. But not all the way down. There we go. That's what we want. That's what we're after. Nice. Yeah, Yeah, actually, yeah, the Primaris upgrade pack should have... Oh, I think that's got, like, curved chain swords as opposed to, like, a curved power sword. I think. I have a feeling it's a chainsword in that pack, but I could be totally wrong. It's entirely possible. Let's be honest. It's happened a lot in the past, me being entirely wrong. So I really wouldn't I really wouldn't put money on it. Put it that way. Then go down from the top again, and you just get that edge. There is another part to this as well. Yeah, third party sometimes is the only way to go, unfortunately. Wouldn't it be nice if Games Workshop made all the stuff that they used to in terms of like made to order bits and stuff? It's not really viable now anymore, but God, can you imagine? Hello Des, how you doing, man? Okay, let's get that there, and then we'll go down from the top again on the top of the shield. I realise this doesn't look like much right now, but I promise it will look good when it's done. Mind you, that's the same as all painting, right? The first steps always look underwhelming, because it's like, well, there's not a lot going on to begin with. Hello Boris, how you doing? And the shield again. But only going down from the top and only part way at that because we want to get a nice gradient on there. Top of the boot. Especially the hilt of the sword. Yeah. Oh, nice. What's the tournament? Hello, Herr Shatten. my GW figure. I mean, it. Look, don't go around saying that. I've already had so many people like really genuinely think it's a reference, and it's definitely not a reference. Hello, Space Wars Enjoyer. I think it is actually. I think there is a. Is he in Total Warhammer 2 or 1? The like the dark elf dude with the crazy Kraken mask. I can't remember, but I think it is a reference to something, like an older model. I just don't know what that older model's called. Oh, okay. So yeah, Hellstorm Heat 4. You don't expect much as I'm taking Death Guard. Look, positive attitude. You never know. You could come across someone who doesn't know what they're doing, and you know. Or you're just going to have like a tactical genius day and wreck face. You don't know. You don't know. Anything's possible. I keep meaning to sign up for one of Mikey's events, but I'm so like I didn't do Facehammer this year because my social anxiety has gone through the roof recently. And so I was like, oh, I don't think I can manage Facehammer. I don't think that's going to be a thing. And I have this like severe issue where my social batteries are not strong. They're not high capacity, right? So we get like partway through the day and my brain is already mush. Like after 4 games, like not in 4 games, like after 2 games, it's bad. After 4 games, I can't remember anything. Like I don't know how my army works. I don't know how the rules work. it just gets real bad because I can't process being around a bunch of people and also playing the game. So, like, tournaments for me are an exercise in, like, okay, we can do this right now, but you're going to pay for this later. You're going to absolutely pay for this later because you're going to feel terrible for days. But at the same time, I really enjoyed Facehammer both times I went, and I'm gutted that I'm not going this time. So it's like, it's so self-defeating and stupid. But then again, that's the human brain for you, isn't it? There's 15 Wraith Knights. I take it I don't need to ask if Wraith Knights are good. If there's 15 of them. See, that's disappointing to me because I love a Wraith Knight and I want an army with a Wraith Knight in it, but I do not want to field something that is like recognisably bullshit, you know? It's one of the things that was fun about the first Facehammer I went to, actually, was the fact that Soulblight Gravelords were doing pretty well. I seem to remember that year. But they were doing pretty well if you took a bunch of Blood Knights and, like, 2 specific heroes or something. And I showed up with the weakest Soulblight, like, sub-faction that has the weakest rules, and then also took more, like, monsters than is actually sensible. So I showed up with the broken army, but the worst possible build for it, and funnily enough, I didn't do well. 4 major losses. 1 major victory, though, I'll have you know. I think you'll find I managed to get one. Managed to get a major victory in. Not bad for a first tournament. Of course, when I went last year, I took my Cosmic Horror Mega Gargants and I got nothing but major defeats. So, clearly, time and practice did absolutely nothing for me. But then again, no one's surprised at that, are they? I've literally never claimed to be good at any of these games. Which is why it makes me laugh when someone asks me recommendations on what to take. Like, should I take this thing? Is it good? Give me 5 minutes. I will relay your question onto Mikey, and then I will get back to you. That should be my response, actually. Let me just crunch the numbers, and then I just message Mikey. Is this good? Would you recommend someone take this? And then if he's like, oh, are you getting one? I'll go, no, someone's asked me for advice, and I don't know what I'm doing, so any chance? I should start a subscription service for advice about this sort of thing, and then I'll just do that. Is that fraud? Is that what that is? Is it fraud, gang? Is that fraud? I mean, what's a bit of fraud between friends, you know? I want the edge of this helmet to be super shiny. Weird thing to say when there's no context, but mind you, the context is right here in front of you. There's a guy with a helmet. So you can't blame me if you took that in a weird way. That's entirely your fault. I had nothing to do with it. Leave me alone. Again, get down from the top. Right. Did we do this guy? Did we just do this one? I've immediately forgotten how far I got with these now. Did I do this one? Oh, 6 rounds. I mean, I could take the... that could be the first outing for the Armoured Company. I did do it, didn't I? Did I? Yeah, no, I did. I did that guy before I did this guy. Yeah, okay. Alright, let's... Oh dear. You ever wanted to watch a person lose their mind in real time? Because that seems to be what's going to happen tonight. No, Epic isn't this weekend. This weekend is the Cities of Sigmar box, isn't it? this weekend. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it's City of Sigmar this weekend. Which, oh man, I'm kind of hoping that does well. You know what really surprised me, right? This is not like a great sort of like this isn't like a kind of great indicator of anything, but generally speaking, big boxes and like hyped releases tend to do well with the affiliate link that I have with Element Games. You know what? 2 people bought that night. 2 people bought the Night Lancer. That is nothing. Like, that is nothing compared to like when the Chaos Knight was first revealed. I think I got like 27 orders for that through the affiliate link. When the Psycho Chaos Knight was revealed, that was like another 20 to 25 orders. That Night Lancer, almost nothing. I couldn't believe that. I was like, surely this is going to do great. This is going to do awesome. But no, just no one seemed that interested, which surprised me. Then again, I've been hoping for those to show up in plastic for ages. Maybe it's just that, you know, not many other people were that fussed. Which, you know, that's fair. Especially, I mean, that's the thing with Element it being like less than £100. I also thought that might compensate for the high price of it, but didn't. Really surprised by that. Hello, Taylor. Oh, thank you very much. Hello, Carl. How you doing? Right. So now we get the super shiny one. Let's get a bit more off. There we go. Waiting for the next night kit. Now, to be honest, with the way Games Workshop have done that stuff in the past, don't really blame them. Right. Hello, Wiggle Wiggles Bottom is an excellent name. Okay, so this is the lightest stage, and this is the one where we gotta be even more careful because we just want to hit the very edges of stuff. I just bumped my head on the light, but it's fine. So just the top of the leg there. Just try and get the edge of the abs and the edge of that. Top of that leg, top of there. Going to go up on there. We need to do the shoulders as well. Just right across the edge. Right across the edge. Oh, I do love doing armour this way. It's nice. It's easy. It's fairly fast. It's pretty like low effort, but you get a nice finish for what you do, you know? Get a nice amount of contrast. I'm going to really dirty this up in a minute probably, but for now. And then up the shield. Because then we get a really nice gradient right at the top. There we go. I mean, look at that. Look at that for a shield. That's pretty tasty. That's pretty tasty. I like that. That's turned out good. Just get a little bit on the edge there. I want a more stark contrast there, so and just yep. There we go. I would have bought one, but was butthurt from the Kratos, Icarians and Spartans. I mean, to be fair, that probably did not help. God, moving all of that stuff was wild. A wild decision. I mean, they should combine them. I hope they do. It would be a lot more consumer friendly, but then again, when we look at the big knights that we've got currently for 40k, those are 2 separate kits, when it would be a lot more, I don't know, I prefer it if they weren't. I'll just put it that way. get that right in there, because we're going to go over a bit of it anyway, but I just want to get right on the ab. There you go. Some of this is quite delicate. Some of it is absolutely not delicate. Now, there is a secret third step to this, which isn't all that secret, because you're going to see what it is in a second. And it's also not that secret, because I'm pretty sure that other people would have done this as well. But it's the third step that I use, that you might not necessarily think of doing, but I've found works super well. There we go. Let's just get that in there for just a little bit of shine. Yeah, there we go. Basically just trying to build up the contrast in it. I'm converting my Spartan to a Chaos Land Raider. Nice. I love kit bashing my Chaos Leviathan just to use it in one game before it's made a league. Yeah, Sierra, that is... Ugh, God. It's just... so many people I know were like, cool, I can't use this thing I love. Brilliant. I just... Come on, lads. Come on. Did you really think that was a good idea, or is it just something you did? You just went for it, and then afterwards someone said, did we actually need to do that, or was that a silly thing to do? Well, I don't know. I suspect that no one said that, but maybe someone should have done? Don't know. Nah, not on the cloak. Well, it doesn't really matter because the cloak's going to get a bit of attention after this anyway. And then again from the top down, but not all the way. So we get a nice gradient on the shield. Yeah, right. Okay, now we need a wee bit of that. Honest to God, we do. Oh, I like how Synergy dropped a single super chat with the word girthy all over it and then just left. What a power move. What a power move. Do you know what I've just realised I haven't done? I have at no point, again, announced that this is happening on any social media platform whatsoever. What is wrong with me? I do this literally every single time, and it is absurd. It shouldn't be this. It shouldn't be possible to be this bad at, you know, promoting yourself. It shouldn't be possible, and yet here we are. Incredible work. Right, let's. There we go. Do the thing I should have done right when we started. Awesome. Anyway, so now, yeah, the only difference between the night kiss is the weapon sprue. Yeah, it's very frustrating. So we get white, just white. Just a bit of white. Just a little bit of white. This loves, like, splurging out, which is frustrating. There's nothing wrong here. It would be a problem if you did remember to advertise before the start. Well, I mean, honestly, I want to disagree, but I really can't do that. I really can't disagree. So, just get a little bit of this. Why is there so much random stuff on here? And then get a tiny bit of that again. Just a little bit. No, that's too grey. That's way too grey. We're going to have to rinse the brush. I thought I had... a tiny enough amount of the silver that it wouldn't turn it grey, but it did. So we don't want grey. Grey on the edges is not what we're after. God, there's a lot in there. No. Also, nice, nice big solid block there. Quality. I did not say where the heads are from. I totally forgot. Thank you very much for reminding me, Wyatt. So the heads are from bitbox.co.uk. They have their own little line of 3D printed bits, and the heads and shields are from that line. They're good quality. Would recommend. Okay, now let's try this. Make sure it's not grey this time. I put a bit too much on the brush. Yeah, there we go. We've got a nice proper white. Now that we've got the white, it's just a case of very gently going over the edges, because we just want to give that extra bit of highlight right on the very edges, right where the light is going to be like the most prominent. And then hopefully once this is done, I will be able to show it to you, and you'll go, oh wow, that's worked really well. Hopefully. It's a kind of weird mix of like doing metallics and just not at all metallic, but I've found that it tends to give it a really nice effect. How to quickly and easily shade tanks. Oh god. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know that I've done a huge amount of shading on tanks. Done a lot of dry brushing and a lot of stippling and stuff, but I tend to get around a lack of shading by kind of doing fairly heavy weathering. I realise that I'm being incredibly unhelpful, and I'm not trying to be. I just genuinely am not sure how to go about it. Which again is not helpful, but it is also true, and I don't want to just like try and fire off a random answer and then find that I've ruined whatever it is that you're working on, you know? I don't want to be like, yeah, do this, and then you go and do it and then go, well, that was god awful and didn't work, so what the hell do you suggest that for? Hello, Alec man. I didn't think the big pig was out. I want it to be out, but I thought it wasn't. Thank you for letting me know. Oh yeah, you should airbrush tanks if you can. I dry brush them, but that's a stupid idea. The only reason I dry brushed my my tanks is because I didn't have an airbrush when I started painting the first one, and then by the time I'd painted the first couple, it was like, I can't do this paint scheme with an airbrush and match the colours because the colours I'm using are not appropriate for being used through an airbrush. Like they just wouldn't work in an airbrush, so I was sort of stuck as to what to do. Except just paint them how I'd been painting them to start with, which is also not a sensible way to paint them, because dry brushing an entire tank every time is ludicrous and stupid. And yet, that's what I did, because by that point I had no choice. Yay. Sometimes you just got to take your lumps, and sometimes those lumps come in the form of dry brushing an entire armoured company. Okay. Right, that is pretty much the armour done. That's pretty much the armour done. Hello, Irregulator, how you doing? Going to come in an Iron Jaw Doorbringer box with new Arboid boss. That makes sense. No worries, Alec man. Thank you for dropping by. Oh, I have received a message. One moment. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, so here's what we have armor-wise. Let me get this nice and close and then adjust the focus. I'm going to have to look around in a weird way whilst I do this to make sure that it's... So this is what we've got for the armor. As you can see, the white just brings out the edges and the lighter sections that little bit more. Means the shadows are all cast in the right place. It's like not enough to be properly visible, but you like yeah, it's... There's not much that's like overtly white, but it just gives that little bit extra lightness to certain sections. Yeah, I like doing metal that way. It's fun. Sort of like a cheating It's not like non-metallic metal. I don't know what it's like. All I know is that it works pretty well, so I will continue doing it. Right. What have we got next? What do we need to do next? Probably cloaks. I think we'll do cloaks next. For cloaks, I'm going to stick with an old favourite and do red. And I'm going to do... I think I'm just going to paint the base coat of the red on. Is it a full true metallic metal? I always feel like true metallic metal should look fancier than what I'm doing, but I suppose whether it looks fancy or not is irrelevant. It's just whether it looks how it's supposed to look. This is a weird base colour for the red that we're going to do, but trust me, it should be fine. This is more of like a sort of pinky magenta-y colour, but yeah. Go-to browns. Okay, the way I paint most browns is exactly the same, whether it's wood, whether it's leather, whether it's like... yeah, I just do the same thing every single time. Let me just finish getting the colour on these sections. I'm not too fussed about being particularly precise about this, to be honest. Also, this brush is knackered. Look at that. What's happened to it? Well, I know what's happened to it. I have used it, and then I've just put it away and not cleaned it. That's what's happened to it. It's entirely my fault. But, you know, I don't like to admit culpability. That's also not true. Okay. Yeah, you need to be cleaned. You need an actual real clean brush. You can go back in the pot for now. Right, so. Brown. Brown, brown, brown. What have I got that's brown? I've got stuff around here that's brown. Yeah, you'll do. You're brown. Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay. that's my go-to brown. That's the go-to brown that I do pretty much every single time. And what I do for that is base coat black, then I Rhinox hide, then I leather brown. So dry brushing every single time, because that's, you know, all I'm capable of, basically. So Rhinox hide, leather brown, and then a mix of leather brown and ice yellow. And that's it. That's literally it. That's all I do. Every single time I paint brown. Oh, thank you very much, Tim. You lovely soul, you. Yeah, that's how I do it. If you want it all from the same paint line, I think there is an army painter that is similar to Rhinox hide, but I don't know what it's called. That's really nice. Thank you, Tim. Lovely. You can go back over there. So yeah, I think, I mean, with 2 thin coats, I reckon, what's a good equivalent? Curious leather is not that far off Rhinox hide, so you'd probably get something similar. It's a little bit redder. A little bit more purple, maybe. That's one of the ones that I've not quite managed to completely replicate. Although, no wait, Ancient Forest. Ancient Forest followed by Wasteland Brown would probably work pretty well. There's also Scorched Earth too. I'm now trying to work out alternatives that only use one paint line. No, don't worry, Taylor. It's fine. Look, I don't know a huge amount about painting, but if there's a question about something I do know about, I'm happy to help if I can. Yeah, good evening, Tim. How you doing? I hope you're well. We've collectively made it halfway through the week, so we're clearly doing all right on some level. This is such a weird red to start this off with, but I promise it'll work. Because the next few layers are not going to be this red. They're not going to be like this. But it'll be fine. Trust me. Oh, this is the bit I don't like. I don't like the way this sword is attached to the cloak. Mind you, I'm probably going to have to repaint parts of this. Because some of this is going to get dry brushed by accident, and I just know that that's going to happen, and yeah. You get used to it. You get used to it. I'm also not too fussed about the coverage here either, by the way. Because if you're thinking some of that looks like a bit patchy, and some of it looks a bit like more... Well, some of it just looks like it's not properly covering. It's not, but that doesn't matter because of the next stage that we're going to do in a minute. This sword is going to be an absolute pain in the backside. Oh, you got an actual recommendation for me. I'm glad to hear that, PJ Murray, because it's so hit and miss that. It very much depends on what the algorithm is feeling like on any given day. It's such a weird position to be in, right? Because you get to work for yourself, you get to record stuff about things you enjoy and that makes you happy. But it's sometimes... How is the best way to phrase this? I'm trying to work out what the best way to... Like, for a long, long time, I mostly just relied on, like, ad revenue. And I didn't really try to do things in the way of streaming and stuff because I have my own bunch of hang-ups about that sort of thing, which I'm still kind of working through, even as we're doing this now. But the channel was not built from the ground up with this idea of the community doing like half or even a quarter or even a third or like a sixth of the funding to keep it going, so to speak. And trying to kind of do more stuff that directly interacts with you guys and give you something for, you know, things like super chats and memberships and stuff like that has been a hell of a learning curve, and I'm still not convinced I'm doing a good job of it, but it's also, within the space of like 2 months of doing this, within like the first 2 months, has made a massive difference. Because if it was just down to ad revenue, I think there's a good chance that I would have had to pack it in. Just because of how rough it's been, ad revenue wise. And I don't want to do that, because I enjoy this. Especially since we reworked everything. Since I changed how I record and how I edit and, you know, how I approach making content pretty fundamentally. It's just been so much fun, and I've really enjoyed it. Like, really, really enjoyed it in a way I haven't for a while. I don't want that to stop. You know? I don't want to stop doing this. It's too much fun, and I get to meet too many cool people to just pack it in. But YouTube itself doesn't have any sort of like support system for anything. It's just like, okay, you made this choice, deal with it. So okay, cheers lads, I'm doing my best, I swear to God. So this is Bloodfest Crimson, this paint. Very over the top, extreme. Yeah, Bloodfest Crimson. Yeah. And it's not covering particularly well. But that, as I say, that doesn't matter. Because we are going to go over it with deep red, and then we're going to go over it with this blood red, and then most likely we're going to go over it with pure red. So it's just providing like a kind of purpley base. Because it's definitely like, it's quite magenta, this, I think, is the shade itself. But it's just... And the thing is, I never want a consistent base coat on cloaks, right? I don't know whether it's just... I don't know whether it's just me, but I don't... When it comes to dry brushing cloaks especially, I don't like having a consistent base colour. I prefer it to be, like, not necessarily patchy, but, well, I guess actually patchy is the right word. I just find it easier to get a finish I like when the very first layer is inconsistent. And normally I would do the first layer with dry brushing as well, but these are a bit too... It didn't make any sense to do the cloth first. I need to do the armour first. But now I need to be careful of the cloth because the armour's already painted. There's no like easy way. There's mottled. That's a good word. Mottled, yeah. Mottled makes all the sense. There we go. But yeah. There are just some models like this, like these ones, where there's no good order to do things when you paint the way I paint. Because at some point, yep, there we go, just like that, you will end up catching what you've already done. And I need to draw it away and get rid of it. I've nearly got rid of it, but not quite. Come here. I'll do a bit of surgery. There we go. Oh, look at that though. Fixed it. Saved it. I'm going to do this bit red too. I would normally do that like a creamy colour, but I want more red on this. She's going to have some like creamy bits on the... Like the candles are going to be a sort of creamy waxy colour, so this can be a nice red. Besides, that sort of crimsony magenta-y colour is going to come through after everything else has been dry brushed. So you're going to have like a nice different shade of red kind of buried in there, which would be nice. I just realised at some point I need to actually set it up so that like gifted memberships trigger a sound alert Why don't they do that right now? Why don't they do it? Because it should be a thing, shouldn't it? What should the alert be, though? What should the alert be for gifted memberships? Because I feel like there's got to be something, right? There's got to be something. No worries, Des. Thank you for stopping by. Okay. Now we've got to do this bit, and this is the bit that I've been dreading. Because I don't want to get paint over the leg. But it's such an annoying angle. And I believe I've glued these into the bases like a fool. And if I could take them off the bases, this wouldn't be as much of an issue, but I don't think I can. Which is my own dumb fault. Oh well, there we go. Okay. God, they've all got a good amount of cloth on them, these. And it's all in very awkward places. Let's get that up there, like that. There we go. It's like the little crease, the little crevice between the leg and the cloth is where I get paranoid. Because I love how the armour's come out so far, and I don't want to do too much correction on it if I get red on it. Because I don't want to break the flow of it, but at the same time I also don't want to leave black where the join between the cloth and the leg is, because that'll look cheap. Oh, did you notice on the Revenant's Run video that I put up yesterday, I botched one of the cloaks. I felt so bad after I went through, I photographed the things, I recorded the video, I edited the video, I put the video out, and then a couple of hours later I was like, did I ever check this? I don't know that I actually proofed this before I put it up, which is not like me at all. I tend to proof things, especially like sponsored content. I proof whatever I put up. I watch it again before it goes live, and I just totally forgot to do it for that video for whatever reason. And then I looked at the pictures and I was like, I botched one of the cloaks. Like, there's just random bits of silver and white that are really obvious. What the hell? Not happy. Not happy with that at all. Like the guys doing the GameFound campaign, they didn't mention it, so I'm assuming it's not an issue for them, but it's an issue for me. I was like, come on. What are you playing at? Me? You can literally do better than that. In a very real and genuine sense, you can do better than that on multiple fronts. You can paint better than that. You can also photograph better than that, and you can edit better than that. Like, you're on multiple levels of, you need to sort yourself out here. Oh, this is horrible. I don't want to catch the leg. Yeah, did it that time though. Oh, the Space Marine 2, was it the Space Marine 2 trailer that had that? I watched the GameSpot video that Dave did earlier today. It was a great video. I loved it. I'm so excited for Space Marine 2. I'm so excited for Space Marine 2. God damn. The first game was good. It looks like they've taken everything I love from the first one and gone, alright, but how do we make it even better for the second one? Like, I'm really hoping it turns out to be as good as it looks, because, oh my god. And it's co-op, like, it's just built-in co-op. Do you know how long I spent playing Space Marine co-op? Not the PvP, I hate the PvP. But the co-op? Horde mode? Classic Horde mode, but you're a Space Marine butchering hordes of orcs? Hell yes, dude. And having the whole campaign, be co-op. Inject it right into my veins. So good. Don't eat paint like I keep doing. Thank you very much, Nogle Nerd. Honestly, Realms of Ruin. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad. I'd be lying if I said I thought it looked bad. I'm also just not excited for it, honestly. Like, I'm not getting anything from it when I look at, like, footage and stuff. I like gameplay stuff. It's just like, okay, cool. That exists, sure. I honestly, I would prefer to have, like, a total war of Age of Sigmar over Realm and Ruin, to be honest. And that's not really a slight against, like, the company that's making it or anything. It's just, yeah, I don't know. I'm not feeling it personally. It's one of those things where I hope it's good and I hope it does well, but it's not drawing me in, you know? It's not drawing me in. Oh yeah, you know what? Whilst I've got you here, you lot, let's have a little a little chat, right? Next Thursday, do I stream the reveals? Do I do that? Is that something that I do? Do I stream the Nova Open reveals? Given that it is 2 AM in the UK for those reveals. Because, like, that, it's so late. It's so late. It's so bad. And I'm going to be wrecked the next day. But do I do it anyway? Because I just don't know. I just don't know what to do. Just not really sure, you know. Just not really sure. Because it feels like it could be a really bad idea, or it feels like it could be a fun idea, and I don't know which one it is. I just don't know which one it is, you know? It's that late, it's early. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I don't know if that's necessarily true. Oh. Be nice if it was, wouldn't it? Be nice if it was true. Was there anything else in that? So we had Realms of Ruin. There's literally no difference between staying up late to see news compared to waking up to them. Well, I guess. Oh, there's more stuff for Vermintide too. Oh, it's a new career for Sienna. No, right. I got excited for a second there. Never mind. Yeah, I mean, I could just watch the reveal stream the next morning, but there's something about doing it actually live. I don't know what it is. There's just something about doing it actually live. When we streamed the reveals before the last lot, the Tyranid ones, I don't know. It just felt different. I enjoyed that a lot. Like, I really enjoyed it. It just felt different. But then also, it's like, it's that thing of, it would be a lot of fun. I would really enjoy it. But I also know that, like, I would not be good for anything the next day. But then would that even matter? Because if I'd streamed the reveals, then I wouldn't need to do anything the next day. Unless I maybe cut them down, like cut stuff down to go in a video. Like, it's yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess we've got like a week before I need to really... Got a few days at least before I need to really think about it. But, yeah. Don't know. You can probably tell I've been thinking about this a little bit over the course of today. And have not really come to any sensible, reasonable conclusion over it. There we go. This is where we have to be a bit careful, right? Because we don't want to catch the metal too much. We do want to make sure that we get a nice bit of shading on there, which I think we've just about managed. There we go. Oh yeah, this is already, it's already taking shape. It's already doing what I wanted it to do, so that makes me happy. Oh, that's too much paint. That's too much paint. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Get off. There you go. Get right on the edge there. I'm not too fussed about hitting the sword at this point because the sword's going to have to be given some sort of extra colour somewhere. Not really sure how to paint the sword, or any of the weapons for that matter. It's going to be interesting to work out what we do there. Okay. I want to hit the edges, but not too far in. Yeah. I love painting a cloak. I love painting a good cloak. It's just one of them things. One of them things that I enjoy, painting a good cloak. And this guy has got a pretty good cloak. Get it in from the corner. Oh, all over the sword. Oh, I wiped away some of it off the cloak there. Why am I'm trying to protect the sword, and I don't know why I'm trying to protect the sword, because the sword is going to get paint all over it no matter what. It's totally pointless to try and protect the sword at this stage. I mean, I could... Here's the thing. I could double dip. I could stay up. And we can stream the reveals. And then during the day, just do a chilled out, relaxed video doing the highlights from the reveals. Like we did with the Tyrannid stuff. That worked out super well. I had a blast streaming. And then I took it relatively easy the next day. Because I just like selected the things that I was most excited by. And just did a little top three thing. I'm just talking myself into it now, aren't I? I've asked you the question, and then you've given a mix of answers, all of them very sensible, and I've just started like talking myself into making it work, which I don't know is really what I was going for when I asked the question, but you know. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this properly, but we've now got a bit more of the red on the go. Still a bit more mottled, but it's mottled in a good way. Once we've done the other bits of cloth on the other two, we will get a lighter red. Sounds like you've already decided. Yeah, I think I might have already made my mind up. All I've got to do now is persuade my wife to let me do it. Because there's a non-zero chance that she'll go, I'm sorry, I want to do what? That's a stupid idea. What is wrong with you? And I wouldn't be able to argue necessarily. I wouldn't be able to argue. I don't think I'd be able to go, you're wrong. It'd be fine. I think I'd have to admit that, yeah, it's not actually that smart, but it would be a lot of fun. And if you're not having fun, then what's the point, you know? And then the response would be, well, the point is not ruining yourself for the next few days by working effectively at 2 AM. Because it is work, technically. It just doesn't feel like it. But it is technically work. But then everyone else is going to be having fun, so why shouldn't I have a bit of fun? You know? I'm just convincing myself to do it now. Oh dear. My mind is made up to not... Well, actually, no. I've just realised I should be using the little mini holder. I should be using that. Except I'm not, and that's potentially why I'm struggling so much to keep hold of these. And it also means you would be able to see what I'm doing a lot easier. I'm just not being smart. And having just acknowledged that, have I just made an effort to change it? No. Look, if you were here for good decisions, then you're here for the wrong reasons. No one comes here for good decisions. Alright? Oh, this is a pain. Why am I doing this dry brushing? Yeah, it's fine. It'll do. Look, we've got what we wanted out of it. We've got what we wanted. It's fine. A cheese night. I mean, a cheese night would be funny. Okay, let's get the very edges there, and yeah, we've mostly avoided hitting his armour. Mostly. Oh, this is the bit. It's getting in between his legs. Ooh. That's what she said. No. Nope. Abandoning that before we even get into it. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. I hate it. I hate it when you think you're going to sneeze and you get the build up and then there's no release. It's the worst. It's the actual worst. Oh, but I was... Oh, the sniffing. Sorry. I'm sorry. It's bad. It's bad. I should stop. I should stop. It's just... Oh, no. Ugh. Let's get that out of there. There's a little bit there as well. Oh, dear. Oh, Lord. I don't know why I'm correcting this now, because I'm going to have to correct it again in a minute, aren't I? But for some reason, it's because I saw one bit and then I was like, oh, I'll do the other bits whilst I'm here. Okay, look, that's pointless. There's no point correcting that bit because... oh no! Oh, now I need to blow my nose. Oh, this sucks. Terrible. No. Anyway, I'm still not happy I lost the sneeze, okay? I'm going to soldier on, but I'm not happy about it. That's not going to happen. We're going to have to use a different brush for that bit. Just remind me to actually do that bit with a different brush, because I will forget. I will forget, and then it'll be like, why does that look so crap? And it'll be because I just didn't do any other layers on it. Right, that's all of those done for that layer. Right, there we go. Just get that a bit cleaner because we want a much lighter, well, a relatively lighter red, not much lighter. That's an exaggeration. Okay, but we need a smaller brush. Where have we got? Ah, there's one. There we go. How are we doing? Are you... Wait, is that smaller? Nope, same size. No, I need an extra... I need the extra small brush. Where's the extra small? Where's my extra small gone? That's on its way out. Where is my good extra small? Oh no, I think I'm out of good extra smalls. Oh, that's bad. Oh dear. Oh no. Yep, I need extra smalls. I need extra smalls. My extra smalls have all worn down. They wear down quicker, the extra smalls, I think. Right, come on. I'm going to have to give him a wash. I'm going to have to give him a wash. I'm going to have to give him a proper clean. Oh, this one's been abused. This one's been left. This one has been used and then someone has not cleaned it straight away. And that someone is me. And that's a silly thing to do, isn't it? You always clean your brushes, alright? Before you put them away, you clean them. Don't just leave them out to dry. Like this poor sod got left out. There we go. That's back to normal. That's back to normal. See you later, Tim. Thank you for dropping by, and thank you again for the gifted memberships. It's really kind of you. I use the brush soap that came with the brushes because it genuinely does sort them out. It gets all the crap out of them and usually resets them to being nice and soft and, you know, usable again. And just down there. Okay. That's that tiny bit done. Just clean that off. Oh. You know what's embarrassing? We just had a big long conversation about streaming at 2 AM. I'm tired. I'm actually tired. Although to be fair, right, I have had absolutely god-awful sleep for like the last 3 nights. Like, I'm literally talking waking up, like either waking up every hour or not going to sleep until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, or not going to sleep until, like, the other day I didn't actually get to sleep until my wife got up to go to work. Like that, that's not good. That's bad. You shouldn't be like that. It's just not healthy. It's just not healthy. But then again, that is also like, I mean, if it's still like that next week, what is the point in lying there not being able to sleep when I could just stream the reveals? Like that's genuinely part of my thinking. Why lie there getting frustrated when I could just do something? And I've tried like getting out of bed and walking around a bit and stuff, but I don't want to disturb my kids, and I don't want to not go to bed and just stay downstairs all night, because that'll be the one time that I do fall asleep. But I'll like fall asleep at my desk and then I'll be super uncomfortable, and just conundrums all round. Ah, we're gonna have to do a bit of repair work on the armour there, but that's fine. Damn it! There's one little spot there that keeps rubbing off, and I don't know what's causing it, but I would like it to stop. Okay. My mini delivery getting fumbled is genuinely making me feel bad. I mean, hey, if going to sleep is the cure, then you go and do it. Oh, shift swapping, yeah. Hello, Blunticulus. Sorry, I missed you. I think I was complaining about not sleeping properly. It's been a complaint-heavy stream. I apologise for that. In my defence, I have been battling Adobe's amazing software, Premiere Pro, a lot of the day. I'll tell you what, using Premiere Pro for any amount of the day is bound to put you in a foul mood. the minute the contract is up for that, I am not using it ever again. I'm going to be saying goodbye, most likely. I'll use DaVinci instead. I'll use literally anything else. I'll use Windows Movie Maker. I don't care. I just want to not have to deal with it anymore, you know? Okay, that won't look that bad. Alright. Maybe that's what I've just thought. Maybe that's what we do on Thursday. Regulator mentioned going to bed. What if we do a pajama stream? We put pajamas on and stream the reveals. Oh, I don't have any 40k themed pajamas, but I'm sure I could pick something up. Get one of those traditional like granddad night shirts with the floppy cap. Oh dear, that'd be pretty funny. I'm pretty sure anyone who isn't part of the core audience tuning in would immediately leave, and I would therefore ruin any chance of getting new people in. But I mean, would it be worth that for the joke? No. The chances are no. The chances are no, probably not. Those who stay are the type of subs you want. I mean, it's true. It's true. Separate the wheat from the chaff, won't it? It's like a vetting process for viewers. A really weird, contextless vetting process. There we go. Look at that. Look at how that's going. Let's get that a bit closer. Well, I mean, to be honest, Blunticulars, I would have to buy some pajamas. So, you know. Did I just catch that leg? I did. Damn it, that's the one bit I didn't want to catch. Oh well. Can't do anything about it now. The damage has been done. I have to go back and correct it. Somehow, maybe. It's going to be interesting trying to correct that, but it's fine. We'll work something out. This bit's a bit sloppy, but it'll have to do. I wear my satin Emperor's Children PJs. Satin. Surely. I mean, I don't know. I've never worn satin anything, but I feel like you're asking to get way too warm in satin any clothes whatsoever. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Because I feel like it would just be the worst material to sleep in. I'm happy to you know, if I'm wrong, I'm happy to accept being wrong. but it just doesn't sound like fun, you know? Get out of there. Get out. Okay, well, we'll have to go in and fix that as well. You can tell I'm tired. I'm making mistakes because I'm being impatient on the one bit that I need to not be impatient on. Hello, Explore Norfolk. I mean, pajamas in general are just like, I don't know. They're not for me. They're not for me, I'll be honest. It's an entire industry that I can just generally ignore. Well, that's the thing. Is satin comfortable? Is it just soft? I actually know what it's like. I'm not like I don't have the resources to be buying satin anything, so don't let Big PJ. Big PJ sounds like a bouncer. You've been asked to leave the establishment and you won't. If you don't move soon, Big PJ is going to come and deal with you. I'm shaking paint. Before you get excited. What club does Big PJ bounce at, do you think? Is there a problem here? Big PJ wants to know what the deal is. Big PJ is not happy, alright? Big PJ is not happy. I've just noticed something. I have no idea what's going on. So, alright. I just went to look at something, and if we go back to the main camera. Member goal, 10 out of 10. Now, I don't know how that's happened, because Chris gifted Tom. Sorry, it's because there's a random notification that a guy called Chris subscribed to the channel. So Tom gifted 5 memberships, and Stream Elements has taken that to mean that 10 have happened? How does that even happen? What is that? What's going on? Why what? Why? I don't even understand how that's possible. So Tim gives 5 and Stream Element goes, close enough. That looks like a 10 to me. See, it's just technology. Technology hates me. This is the thing. This is what we need to understand. I'm reliant on it. And it lets me down on a regular basis. Computers are known to be bad at maths. Yeah. Unless I missed another gifted 5, which seems unlikely, and not only did I miss another gifted 5, but the YouTube dashboard did as well, because it says new members, 5 on it. I don't know how Stream Elements could get to the idea that we've gone up by 10. It doesn't seem possible for it to make that conclusion. And yet, here we are. Here we are. Okay, when I'm done with the next couple of stages on this cloak, it should look real tasty. Like real tasty. We're building up our edges, building up our curves. I mean, that already I'm pretty happy with. See if we can get the perfect amount of light for the camera to accept what's going on. There we go. The camera's a bit happier with that. We just need to build up that colour a little bit more. Because I really want the intensity of it to be a bit higher on those raised areas. Okay. Repeat it for the front bit. Ah, too much. Way too much. Oh no, I've made the brush stroke. No, I haven't. Okay. Catch the bottom of those. Yeah. All over parts of the armour. Look, I said it was going to happen. I said it was going to happen, so it's fine. We were very clear as to what the deal was. We knew we were going to have to effect some repairs to the armour. But no, Stefan. So I am in the. I think I've got like all the templates and stuff I need to start doing those now. It's not just a Patreon thing; it's a YouTube thing as well. But I've pretty much been building up stuff that are like exclusive stuff for the top couple of tier members. Just trying to make sure that I had a nice backlog of stuff to give the high tier members for YouTube and Patreon. And that stuff is pretty much nearly done, I think. It was a case of me. I had stuff in place when I did all the switching over of how we were doing stuff, but I wasn't happy with it, to be honest. I just didn't feel like it was good enough quality. The stuff that I had laid out, and I wanted to make sure that it was as good as it could possibly be. So yeah, that side of things is on its way sooner rather than later. It's also partially because I kind of there were elements of like the different levels and stuff that I was happy with but wanted to do more special stuff with, and just the overall level of enjoyment I was getting out of the channel went right back up again when I shifted how I was working and stuff. So things like early access is still a thing, but I try to do early access for every video, but then I felt like I was preventing myself from making stuff I wanted to make by like making anything and everything early access, stuff like that. Like there's been a bit of shifting stuff around behind the scenes, which once the kids go back to school, I'm planning to do like a video just explaining what's going on, what's changed, all that sort of thing. Yes, Geist Hammer, I am 100% excited for Space Marine 2. I need it. I need it now. Inject it into me. Well, maybe don't. I'll settle for just playing it. I'll settle for just playing it. That'll be fine. I'll take that. Teeny tiny, no, a little bit more red, just a tiny. There we go. Oh yeah, we'll 100% stream a bit of Space Marine. Yeah, definitely. That'd be really fun. There we go. There we go. We just lighten the edges a little bit more. Just get there. Get the creases. Nope, nope, not there. Not there. Not there. Get off. A bit. I do this when I'm painting by myself and not streaming, by the way. I frequently just sit there and talk to myself whilst I do it. I'm like, yeah, let's do that. Let's do this. Oh no, that didn't work. Like a maniac. Like an absolute loon. I can't help it. It's just become habit. It's just become bad, weird habit. Like everyone talks to themselves, right? Literally everyone does. That's not a weird thing. It's where everyone goes, nope. Nope, never talk to myself in my life, don't know what you're talking about. Which, well, I wouldn't be able to prove otherwise, I'd just have to accept it, so... There we go. That is the cloth done. These are Warhammer Underworlds minis. Funway. Funway? Fuinway? Fuinway? Look, I'm sorry. I'm bad at stuff. Yeah. These are Steelheart's Champions, which are Warhammer Underworlds minis, but they've got new heads. They've got different heads. Oh, pardon me. So, this is what we've got. Let's get a bit of focus on the go. Let's focus up. Got a nice amount of contrast on the armour. I'm happy with the cloth. We've just got to tidy up a few sections here and there. Because, yeah, we hit the armour a few times, but then again, I did suspect that was going to happen, and I did say it probably would, so it's fine. Yeah, the heads are from bitsbox.co.uk. It's like their own line of 3D printed parts that they do. The edge, right on that edge. There we go. We'll get that there. Might have to go. Oh, might have to go over the white again. Actually, that'll be a bit of a pain because if I just paint it on, it'll go on a bit too thick, I suspect. But we might be able to get away with just doing the silver, and that'll be light enough. Yeah, we can just about get away with that. That's fine. Oh, we've got a little bit of the base there. If anything, this is just picking out these areas even more sharply. Although we kind of need to get on the edge here. Oh, that's quite a cool look. I'm okay with it. There we go. Oh. Adobe is telling me that it can't update stuff again. Adobe really doesn't want to update anything currently, which is a real pity. Yeah, another reason I don't like it. And I think I'm very justified in not doing so. You know what, let's just get Okay. That's all the repairs needed for that. We need to do some repairs on this one. Oh, that was rough. That is rough. What have we even done here? Jesus. Oh, I really caught it. I caught it so badly. No. Okay, we're going to have to shift.
Hi fam, we appreciated the friendly brigade the other day. Cheers.
Hello, Hobby Collab. Yeah, sorry about that. That was I hope it came across as what it was, which was, you know, just a bit of love, just spreading the love around. It was demented. I will 100% accept that. It was a bit mad. But I'm glad it was taken in the way it was meant and not in the way that it quite easily could have come across. Oh Lord! You know what? Next time we do a Friday night raid stream, which is probably going to be quite some time. I think we're going to have to lay down some ground rules. We're going to have to lay down a few ground rules, you know, just to keep things relatively sane and sensible. Maybe not sensible, just... Oh, bollocks. Oh, the repairs are going so bad. The repairs are going bad. These are some bad repairs, you lot. Just get that bit covered just now. Do we need to hit that edge there? Okay, that's fine. Now we've got... We need some more of the dark metal. Oh. No, Comrade Yatlov, I have yet to find Barry, I'm afraid. I still don't know where he's gone. He'll be somewhere. He'll be hanging around. 12:30 UM... Oh my god. 12:30 AM UK time. I'm not going to lie. There's a good chance I'm going to be in bed before then. As you can tell, I have lost the ability to speak. Which is not promising. It's not ideal. It's really... I don't know what's happening to me. Well, multiple nights of sleeping really badly is what's happening to me, but, you know. I just wish it wasn't. Smear that across a bit. Yeah, okay, we've salvaged that. That's fine. That's fine. Oh, that's the I think, you know what? I explained I explained the origin of the Girth to Mirror, but I don't... Yeah, okay. So you know what? If you've got like not even 5 minutes. If you've got like 5 minutes, barely, I can tell you the origin of the Girth. I can do that. That's fine. You'll be surprised at how completely like a nothing event it is, like a nothing thing it is. Effectively, whenever we're talking about models on this channel, if there's a model that has a particular amount of like width and strength and is particularly beefy, I just got into the habit of saying that there was a lot of girth going on. And something that all of the Goliath gang from Necromunda have in common is that they all have girth. They all have girth. All of them have got girth. And when the Necromunda video game came out, I did a couple of videos playing it, and I made a Goliath gang. And the Goliath gang was called Team Girth because they were all girthy, which I think makes perfect sense, right? They were all girthy, so they were Team Girth, and the Goliath gang consisted of Mahogany Staircase, Ringo Funkstrom, Grease Mito and Mental Fuck. And they went on like 2 adventures. Then I lost the save, and then they never showed up again. And that's literally it. That's the whole thing. Except on Friday, chat fixated rather heavily on the idea of things being girthy, and a series of absolutely deranged super chats started to happen, and then it was a case of trying to limit what people could put in their comments because there was all sorts of girth talk going on, and it was decided that, like, well, you could only put things that appeared in super chats, which just spurred a select moderator of this channel into going absolutely mental with it. And it was all fun and games until we raided someone who had no idea what the hell was going on, but not in a good way, which is why we're going to be careful next time not to go completely over the top with it like we did before. Good grief, Buntosaurus. I honestly didn't think those would still be up. Those were fun videos to make. Obviously, quite a while ago now. Okay, I reckon we're doing alright here. I reckon we've made some decent progress. I still need to work out what we're doing with the weapons, which is a whole thing. Need to sort out that little mistake I just made. But overall, let's just get rid of that there. Sharpen that up a little bit. Sharpen this up just a bit. There we go. Good evening, Jimmy. Oh, God. Ugh. I'm really starting to struggle to focus now. But you know what? I don't reckon that's bad progress. We started painting about 20 minutes in. So I've been painting for what, an hour and a half? About an hour and a half? And for an hour and a half's work, we've got that. Obviously, tried to make them pretty. They're pretty stylized. I've tried to make them pretty stylized, at least. We got some fun cloak work, which is not actually. Hang on, I'm going to try and sort the exposure out a little bit. So I'm going to turn it up, so it's going to be way overexposed. And then I'm going to turn the light down a bit so you get a better idea as to what's going on. In fact, I think that's worked pretty well. Yeah, you can see the cloak a lot better there. So yeah, that's not. I will take that for an hour and a half. For an hour and a half, we've got the armor pretty much done. We still need to grime it up. What we're basically aiming for with these guys, in fact, I'll get him down so you can see. Where is he? There he is. Oh, come here, big fella. So what we're aiming for, effectively, is this. So, pretty much this is what we're going for. This is my Bastion Carthalos, and I decided to make him as... oh. Hang on a second, he's got dust on him. Wait, let me get the dusting brush. Gotta get the dusting brush out occasionally. It's literally a big makeup brush that I use just to dust off models. Oh, it's so bad. Get a proper display cabinet, but no. So yeah, this is my Bastion Carthalos, and I wanted to make him as Dark Souls as possible. So he's got his giant hammer in one hand instead of in both. I gave him a shield on the other hand because I thought that would look cool. As you can see, the cloak, it's not quite the same. It's the same idea. He's got a better cloak, frankly. Like, his cloak is way better than this cloak. But part of that is down to just the shape and folds of that one. This is very low detail, this one we've done today. But this is a really, really nice one. The shading's a bit different, but then I just I wanted to do it a bit different, so. And what I did with him, I don't know whether you can see if I get him. Oh, I could get him real close. Come on, focus up. Focus up. There. So I don't know whether you can see there's like grime in the armour, because I did the streak and grime thing for this model. Did streak and grime and then like washed it away, so he has got like a hint of griminess about him, but it's not like really noticeable. I used it as a bit of used a little bit like less, and then went over the top of that grime with another layer of white. So I really like this model. I'm really happy with how I painted him. He's got a little bit of OSL just for the fun of it. I thought that would just add a little bit extra to it, having a bit of OSL, and the hammer I just did a little bit of fun stuff on as well, just a bit of a glow around the runes. But yeah, sort of aiming for something similar, not exactly the same, because I'm using a different set of paints for this guy, so he's come out a bit, like these guys have come out a bit more blue than this guy has. But yeah, the way I painted this one was the same first step, which is the really dark colour, and then after that it was lead belcher, and then after lead belcher I believe it was plate mail from Army Painter. And there's a big difference, right? There's a big difference. Lead belcher does have a bit of blue to it, but it doesn't have anywhere near as much blue as these three. Like, these just have more blue. There's just more like of a blue hue to them than the combination of these three. So, of course, once the grime's on, that'll make a difference as well. But the premium airbrush paints are great. I like them a lot. I mean, I use this a lot, not for airbrushing. I use it as the basis for like most of my armor. So, but yeah, that's not a bad start. It's not a bad start. We got some good stuff done there. To be honest, with like one more colour, I would happily just chuck them on the tabletop as is. To be honest, I mean, obviously you'd have to, do some basing, but ow. Oh, my back is starting to go. I've been hobby prawning way too much. Way too much. I don't know about you lot, but when you do like the full hobby prawn, it can be a whole thing. Like if I like lean over for too long, I end up absolutely trashed for hours afterwards. It's so bad. It shouldn't be possible. It absolutely should not be possible. You want those sticks they put down people's backs like in Victorian schools. Maybe. Maybe we do need that. It's entirely possible we do need that. Oh. Right. Okay. Ow. Oh. Maybe I'm misremembering when things are on. Yeah, what is this about? Okay, I was going to direct you over to Liam. And use the actual redirect thing. Oh, I can't. I need privileges. To send you over to Liam. All right then. Shall I just go into his stream and tell him to allow it? Shall I just do that? Would that be not on? There's no way. There's no way that he would actually be able to do that whilst he's streaming. So, you know what? Instead of doing it properly, I'm just going to put the link in there. I'm going to have to stop. I haven't been able to talk all evening. My back's starting to really hurt. I've just gone super tired. So I'm going to be sensible. And we will call it there. And next Wednesday, we'll paint some more stuff. I've put a link in the description to send you over to Liam's channel. And you can go and say hello and give him a like and stuff. Because that would be nice. Thank you very much for watching. There will be videos the rest of the week. We will stream again on Monday and then again on Wednesday. And yeah, thank you very much for the super chats and for the gifted members. I will look forward to seeing you next time. See you later.